Hello everyone. Now let us continue the chapter number 1, the living world. And in this video class, we are going to talk about diversity in the living world. So in the last video, we discussed about what are the characteristics of living. Here we will deal with the diversity in the living world. Okay. So if we look around, okay, हमारे surrounding में there are so many different varieties of plants, animals. Okay, there are some organisms which we can see with our eyes. Okay, but there are also these organisms in our surrounding that we cannot see with our naked eyes. So microorganisms are present like bacteria, protozoa, fungi, etc. Unicellular algae is present. So these are all the different varieties of living organism, and the different variety of living organism is called as diversity. Diversity means the different varieties that are present in our surrounding, right? So obviously, if we go to a forest, okay, if we are at home, okay, so if we are at home, can we visible different varieties of plants and animals in the home? Okay, we cannot, because there might be, in some corner of the home there might be a spider or a web, or there might be one or two insects. Okay, so the diversity is very less. But if we go to a larger area, say for example forest, we are going to see so many different varieties of organisms, whether it is plants, animals, birds, etc., etc., right? So this varieties of plants and animals and living organism is basically called as biodiversity, right? Bio, because it is biological. Bio means living, so it is called as a biodiversity. And it is considered that it is known that there are almost 1.7 to 1.8 million species on this planet. What is a species? Each different variety that we see is called as a species. For example, if we see a cockroach, it is an insect. So it is a, there are also many different varieties of insects. So if we see a cockroach and if we see a spider, so cockroach is a different species and spider is a different species. If we see a grasshopper, it is a different species. If we see a mosquito, it is a different species. And all these species, they belong to the insecta, like insect like animals. Okay, so this is called as a species. So these are the variety of animals and they make up the biodiversity. Right now, when we have these many varieties of plants and animals, okay, whenever we go to any geographical area, right, these organisms do have their local names. Okay, each organism has local name. Dogs, okay, हिंदी में उसको कुत्ता बोलते हैं, मराठी में उसको it is called as a with some another name. In Kannada it is called with some another name. So those are the local names. Okay, if you see the cat, कैट को बिल्ली बुलाते हैं हिंदी में. ओके, मराठी में उसको अलग नाम रहता है, कन्नड़ में उसको अलग नाम रहेगा, गुजराती में अलग नाम रहेगा. सो each of these animals, they have their local names. But to avoid these confusions, okay, if a Kannada person goes into a place where they speak Marathi, or if a Marathi person goes into a place where they speak Bangla, there will be a lot of confusion in calling the names of these animals. So for that purpose, okay, what is done is that a standardized technique is used, okay, to name all these living organisms, right? And particularly this name will be same all over the world, right? This process is called as nomenclature. So what is done in the nomenclature? A specific name is given by the scientist. Okay, now these are the scientists who are going to give the name. Right now, these names which are going to be given, ये जो नाम जो देने वाले हैं, how these names will be given? For that purpose, the organism should be studied first properly. उसका जो है characteristic study करना पड़ेगा. उसको जो है वो कैसे दिखता है, उसका color क्या है, that should be studied. So for that purpose, the organism first be identified, and that process of to identify is called as identification. Right, so the person should know that organism, the name that is attached to it, that is called as a identification. Right, so in order to facilitate this study, of identification and nomenclature, ये जो किया जाता है for animals and for plants, there are separate organizations, biological organizations that name the animals and the plants. These organizations are called as ICZN, and the another is ICBN. Okay, so remember that these may be asked in the board examination papers after PUC, in PUC 1, the final examination that you do, उसमें जो है these questions can be there. What is this ICZN? It is international code. It is international code for zoological, right here, nomenclature. Okay, the study of animals is zoology, so zoological nomenclature. In the same way, ICBN is going to be international code for botanical nomenclature, right? So in this way they give the name over here. Now when we talk about the nomenclature, Carolus Linnaeus, okay, is the scientist. Carolus Linnaeus is the scientist who came up with a technique where two names are given to each organism. Okay, so this is called as binomial nomenclature. So जितने भी organisms है इस पूरे planet पे, okay, each organism biologically, by studying the characteristics of that organism, by studying the features of that organism, it is given two names. Okay, and it is universally accepted. The binomial nomenclature is universally accepted by all the biologists all over the world. Let us see how the name are given. The first name that is present in the binomial nomenclature is the genus name, okay, and the second name that is followed over there is the species name, or it is also called as the specific epithet. तो ये जो specific epithet होता है या फिर ये जो species होता है, this is a very very specific name, okay, and it is only given to that particular organism. Let us understand mango. Okay, mango, and let us understand about tiger and lion. To understand this, mango का जो binomial nomenclature है, जो biological उसका जो name है, scientific name है, that is Mangifera indica. Okay, so what is the Mangifera in this name? It is a genus name, means mango belongs to the genus that is Mangifera. इस genus को belong करने वाले दूसरे भी बहुत सारे plants हो सकते हैं, but the species name, that is indica, okay, that is only given to the mango. So this is Mangifera indica. Let us take the example of tiger and lion. Tiger is called as Panthera tigris and lion is called as Panthera leo. So what is the common thing in them? Okay, इन दो animals में कुछ common characteristics होंगे, that's why they belong to the same genus, but they also have some specific features, right? Like if you see the tiger, you can see the color of tiger coat, and you can see the lion has a mane. Okay, so they have the specific characteristics also, so they are grouped into different species. So the species name of the tiger is tigris and the specific epithet of the lion is leo. Okay, so here this is the binomial nomenclature of what we studied was mango, tiger and the lion. Okay, but now here in case of the binomial nomenclature, when the name is given, there are some rules and regulations that has to be followed. Let us understand what are these universal rules. Why universal rules? Because they are accepted worldwide, so that's why they are called as the universal rules of binomial nomenclature. First thing is that the biological names, okay, these are generally in a Latin language. Okay, they are originated, they are taken from the Latin language, and they are written in इटैलिक्स। इटैलिक्स जो है कंप्यूटर में एक फॉन्ट होता है इटैलिक्स नाम का, तो उस इटैलिक्स फॉन्ट में इसको लिखा जाता है, राइट। सो जनरली इट इज लैटिन एंड इट इज रिटन इन इटैलिक्स। देन हियर अगर सपोज ओरिजिन अगर लैटिन लैंग्वेज से नहीं है, ओके, इफ द ओरिजिन इज नॉट फ्रॉम द लैटिन लैंग्वेज, the word which is selected to give the name, that is latinized, उसको क्या किया जाता है, उसको latinized किया जाता है irrespective of their origin. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक ह्यूमन का एक एग्जाम्पल है, एक एंसिस्टर है जिसको बोला जाता है रामापेथिकस। ओके, तो ये जो रामापेथिकस है, द फॉसिल्स ऑफ द रामापेथिकस वर डिस्कवर्ड फ्रॉम द शिवालिक हिल्स इन हिमालय, ओके, इन द इंडियन subcontinent. So Rama, this is the Indian origin name, but it is Latinized, like Ramapithecus उसको किया गया है, so it is Latinized. Okay, for example Indica, Mangifera indica में जो इंडिया है उसको Latinize किया है and it is converted to Indica. So in this way the Latinization of the words is done if they are not originating from the Latin language. Okay, second is that the first name, okay, in the biological name should always represent genus and it should start with a capital letter. Okay, वो capital letter से start होना चाहिए, whereas the second name should represent its species and it should be written in a small letter. Okay, the third universal rule that we can understand is that if both the words are handwritten, ओके अगर आप लोग यहाँ पे दिख रहे हो तो ये मैंने लिखा है मेरे हाथ से, सो दे शुड बी अंडरलाइन सेपरेटली। ओके, इट शुड नॉट बी अंडरलाइन लाइक दिस, पैंथरा डिग्रीज को एक साथ अंडरलाइन नहीं करना है, इट शुड बी सेपरेटली अंडरलाइन। ओके, इफ दे आर रिटन विथ हैंड्स एंड सपोज इफ दे आर टाइप्ड, अगर उसको टाइप किया है उसको अगर प्रिंट करना है तो हियर द फॉन्ट दैट शुड बी यूज इज इटैलिक्स। Italics font should be used, and so this is the third rule. Let us see the fourth rule. So fourth rule मैंने आपको already बोला है कि यहाँ पे जब when we write the name of the genus it should be capital and when we write the name of the species it should be written in small. Okay, if we have to mention the name of the author, okay, author मतलब किसने उसको discover किया है, so that we can mention after the name of the species. For example, Mangifera indica Linn. Okay, इसका मतलब क्या है, Mangifera indica was discovered by Linnaeus and it should be, ये जो साइंटिस्ट का जो नाम है, it should be in a abbreviated form. Abbreviated मतलब short form में होना चाहिए, Linnaeus. Okay, so these are some of the universal rules that has to be followed when the binomial nomenclature has to be done. Okay, now let us see the next point after the binomial nomenclature. Okay, so it is nearly impossible to study all the characteristics of the living organisms and to study all these living organisms. So for this purpose इसको जो है एक उसका एक डिवाइस होना चाहिए, एक उसका एक मेथड होना चाहिए, okay, where it is easily possible to study all these living organisms. So for this process what is done is that these living organisms are classified and this phenomenon is called as a classification. तो व्हाट इज बेसिकली क्लासिफिकेशन, ये डेफिनेशन पूछा जाता है बोर्ड एग्जाम में। क्लासिफिकेशन क्या है, इट इज अ प्रोसेस, ओके, इट इज अ प्रोसेस बाय विच एनीथिंग इज ग्रुप्ड, by which anything is grouped into convenient categories, into convenient categories based on some easily observable characters. Okay, so this is called as classification. Okay, classification kya hai? I will repeat. It is a process by which anything, that is any living organism, is grouped into some special categories. And how we are going to make these groups based on the categories? By observing some of the characteristics. For example, let us take the example of a cat, a dog, a frog, and a coconut plant. Okay, let us see one example. Now, if we see cat, dog, and frog and coconut, which are the animals over here? So पहले तो है हम लोगों को classify करना पड़ेगा into two different kingdoms कि some organisms which are here, they are animals. Okay, तो obviously you know what is a cat, you know what is a dog, and you know what is a frog. तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? animals में cat को, डॉग को और फ्रॉग को जो है उसको ग्रुप करेंगे. कोकोनट को क्या करेंगे हम लोग? वी आर गोइंग टू प्लेस कोकोनट इन separate category, that is a plant, right? So this is how the classification is done. And again now in animals, if we compare cat, dog and frog, okay, we know that cat and dogs are mammals. तो ये नेक्स्ट स्टेप है क्लासिफिकेशन का. तो हम लोग कैट्स एंड डॉग्स को मैमल्स में क्लासिफाई करेंगे. बट व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द फ्रॉग, okay, frog is too different from cat and dog. So we are going to classify frog into another some category which is called as amphibians. Okay, so this is how the classification is done. Okay, classification करने के लिए जो category हम लोग use करते हैं, okay, each category is called as a taxon. Okay, and all the taxons together is called as a taxa. Right? For example, mammal is one taxon. Mammal क्या है? ये एक class है. So this class is one taxa. Right? Species क्या है? It is one taxa. Genus क्या है? It is one separate taxon. Kingdom क्या है? It is one separate taxon. So in this way, all these taxons are created, and the study of these taxons, the study of these organisms on the basis of their taxons and the classification is called as taxonomy. It is called as what? It is called as taxonomy. Based on the characteristics, okay, all the living organisms can be classified into different taxa, and the study of this taxa is called as the taxonomy. Right? तो characteristics कौन से रहेंगे यहाँ पे? Which characteristics we are going to study? We will study how is the cell type, whether वो prokaryotic है, whether वो eukaryotic है. Okay, internal structures क्या है, external characteristics क्या है, that we will study. We will study the ecological information. Ecological information means which habitat it lives, okay, where it reproduces. Okay, so all this is studied for the modern टैक्सोनॉमिक स्टडीज. जितना भी मॉडर्न टैक्सोनॉमिक स्टडीज है उसके लिए इसको रेफर किया जाता है. राइट नाउ ऐसा नहीं है कि वी ह्यूमंस आर कैरिंग आउट टैक्सोनॉमी नाउ, बट टैक्सोनॉमी एंड क्लासिफिकेशन, identification was done very in the olden times also. Right? For example, if you take the example of Ayurveda, okay, there are so many studies done on so many different types of plants, which chemicals are present in these plants, which plant can be used to treat which of the diseases, that is studied over there. So ये क्यों possible था? Why was this possible in that olden period of time? Because the human had the habit to know everything that is present in his or her surrounding, and to study that and to classify that so that it can use the nature for its usage. Okay, so for that purpose classification was done since a very long time ago. Right? तो ये जो क्लासिफिकेशन किया जाता है और अलग अलग सिस्टम्स का फॉर्मेशन होता है. Okay, so this study and the formation of different system is called as systematics. It is called as what? It is called as systematics. What is systematic? Okay, to know more about the different kinds of organism and the varieties of this organism and the relationship among those organisms. Okay, so this branch of study where the organisms are compared, where the organisms are the relationship among them is studied, this is called as the systematics. Right? Now Carolus Linnaeus had published one book and the name of the publication is Systema Naturae. Okay, so this Systema Naturae, okay, here he had studied about the systematics and nomenclature, classification, evolutionary relationships between the organism. So all this is published in his book that is called the Systema Naturae. So this is about this video lecture. In the next video lecture, we will talk about the taxonomic categories, how these taxonomic categories are there, what is species, what is genus, what is family. We will also study the taxonomical hierarchy, okay, in the next video lecture. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you very much.